Hello, page dominators. It's Ryan Perry with my partner in crime, Michael Mattis. Good afternoon, Michael.
Hey Ryan, good to see you today. Always.
Definitely. We got some exciting information that you want to talk about, and that is Google Places. And I think, from a business owner, especially a small business owner, especially if you've just started out, a lot of times it's hard to be found in what we would call the natural search. And if you are a local business, that is your atypical client is in the same city. So if you're a dentist or an auto body repair shop or even an eye doctor, if you're in Santa Rosa, typically your audience is going to be in Santa Rosa. And therefore, if you can get in the map section, that can pay huge dividends as far as visibility goes for you.
Correct. I actually like this conversation because, believe it or not, a lot of businesses don't even really know or maybe understand what Google Business Places is all about. So just kind of, briefly to set the foundation of what Google Business Places is, it's really simple. It's a network of local businesses in a particular geographical area that displays businesses. It can be found on a mobile phone. It can certainly be found on the internet via, a search. What I like about Google Places, it's really simple. A, it's easy to set up. B, it's free. So I don't know about you, Ryan. I don't know about most business owners, but if I could do something, set it up one time and it's free, I definitely want to do it. And then we all know Google is the powerhouse when it comes to, internet searches. So why would you not want to do that? So we want to talk today about Google Places. So let's reference what we did before. If you don't mind, in a minute here, why don't you share your screen, and I want you to go to a Google search page and type in, let's do Santa Rosa Dentist or Santa Rosa Dentistry, okay? And then share your screen.
Yeah, definitely. Before I share the screen, the other thing that you kind of touched on, I want to make sure I make painfully clear is, and this is especially if you are a newer business or you're just starting out with a new URL, you need to get that information plugged into Google as soon as possible. And what we're about to show you is essentially how you get plugged directly into Google's database. So this is a must top priority. If it's not, if it hasn't been done, this is like step number one that must be done. So let me go ahead and share my screen and let me know if you see it.
Good, I see it. Okay, Santa Rosa Dentist. So if you can, I don't know if your cursor, yeah, I can see your cursor, perfect. So let's just kind of walk through quickly what we're looking at right now. So you did a search, Santa Rosa Dentist, and at the top, you'll see there, the first three, you'll see a little ad symbol. So I want to make sure everyone's on the same page. The first three, if you don't already know, the top three there are going to be paid ad campaigns that those clients actually paid for. And then along the right-hand side of the page, there's also going to be 7 ads. Yep, right there where your cursor is. Those 7 are also paid ads. So let's not spend too much time on paid ads. It's pretty obvious. Those are clients or local business that are paying for clicks. So someone clicks on their page up there at the top, along the top and along the right, they're actually paying on a per-click basis. So immediately below that, I'm looking at Harry, is it Harry Albers, DDS? Is that what it says?
Harry Albers, correct.
I'm looking at him, and then from A, B, C, D, F, G, that whole area right there, yeah, if you grab your cursor, right there, that is probably the most important real estate as a local business owner you can have. So what is that, and how do we get there? More importantly, not how, but why do they want to be there? Well, that's Google Places, correct?
Right, and I think what's really important, if you notice, my browser right now, obviously I'm on a desktop, I'm scrolled all the way up. So this to me is real estate. And right now we have real estate here that's taken up by ads, and I have real estate over here that's taken up by ads. The rest of it, this is all how you can get in Google for free. And if you'll notice, this map section or the business section here takes up pretty much everything. We have one natural search. So if I was looking for a dentist, I would have to actually scroll down to actually see what the organic search results were.
Yeah, and let's, why don't you scroll down just really quick, right underneath, is it SmileCare? So Santa Rosa.
Santa Rosa Dental Care.
And we talked about this before, and just to be clear, the reason why that one's showing up at the top specifically is because they have Santa Rosa Dental as their domain name. So that's the reason why they're at the top. Now, the other ones below that, they probably did, some type of, search engine optimization, SEO. They probably, paid a company, an expert to go in and get them ranked to the top. And I can assure you that that took not only dollars, but it took probably a lot of time. So, we're talking about organic searches right there where your cursor is that probably took several months and probably cost, a few hundred or a couple $1,000s. So let's go back up and let's talk about Google Places, which, as you mentioned, Ryan, is like top real estate on the internet. It's right there at the top, right below the paid advertising. That's where you want to be. So today, the whole focus is about Google Places. And you and I both have already mentioned that area is the top real estate, and that area is free. So one of the first things you got to do is get submitted in that part, right? So is there anything you want to add to that before we tell people how they can actually submit their business on Google Places?
The other thing that I like about the local search is that you can also see reviews. So just like people will go to Yelp and get reviews, we can actually look and see what reviews are. Now, these are Google users that have actually left a review. So this Harry's got 4.7 out of 5 stars, and I can actually see that. And this is what we call social proof. So as a dentist, this is something, if you're in here, you want to ask your clientele to leave reviews because it's social proof.
Yeah, and Ryan, and within our course, the Page Domination Marketing Blueprint, we talk about that. We talk about how important social proof is. We talk about branding, persona, and so forth. And this all kind of ties in to today's conversation. So everything you do is about getting found, being visible on the internet, and everything you do has to make sure it's of good quality, because Google's position is to serve up the best search results, and they're going to find someone that's got 4.7 stars like that is, or 5 stars or whatever. They're going to serve that customer up first before they serve someone that's got like 1 star. So
right.
It's very important.
I don't want to get too distracted, but the one thing I do notice is he doesn't have a profile picture, and they haven't branded their banner image. So that is definitely something from a overall point of view perspective, branding. As a business owner, you always want to make sure you brand this, because basically it tells me that he doesn't care or he's not aware. At 4.7 stars, I'm going to assume that he does care, but maybe he's just not aware.
Yeah, and good point. We do talk about that again, branding. In fact, we got in I don't know if it's phase 1 or phase 2, but we talk a lot about branding and how important that is. But anyway, so let's talk about just really quick how to set up your local business on Google Places. So if you don't mind, go to google.com/business. All right, yeah, perfect. So once you're on this page, in the upper right-hand corner, I can barely see it, but if our audience can see it, there's a sign-in section. Okay, so of course you're going to want to sign in with your Gmail account. If you have one, if you don't have one, you can certainly set up a free Gmail account. And then once you are logged in, then you simply click on that big blue button that I'm looking at that says Get on Google. So looks like you got a lot of choosing accounts there. Anyways, we don't want to really spend too much time on Ryan on how to do this, because Google Places has some good tutorials. I just want to say it's fairly simple because they walk you through the process. And then there's a authentication piece that's really important, because once you go through the process and you want to activate your account, before you're actually going to be listed, Google is going to send, unless they change, and this is subject to change, they're going to send a 3x5 postcard with an activation code that they're going to send it to you via snail mail in the mail. Once you get it, you have a period of 2 weeks or 10 days, whatever, to go back in, log into your Google Places account, and then activate it based on the code they gave you. And once that happens, you're now verified as a local business, and you will start to appear in your local search, as we've demonstrated to you. So
yeah, let me just clarify. You're not guaranteed to show up, but at least now you're in the database, so you could show up. And in the Blueprint course, we actually outline tips and tricks on how you can help guarantee that you do get it. Do get placement in the top, because there's, we got to worry about citations. We have to worry about reviews. There's a couple of things that will definitely help get you visible in the Google local.
Excellent points, and I'll use this to end this. That this is like a really golden tip. So as you notice on that search we did previously, Santa Rosa Dentist, there's only what, 9 spots or A to G, whatever that is.
7.
Okay, 7 spots. So how do you get there? Well, those guys probably, I mean, I haven't looked at their accounts, but if I were to evaluate it, I'm guessing that one of the keywords they chose was probably Santa Rosa Dentist. So, you know, one of the nuggets that we want to talk about to get listed is you want to do your research first. You want to evaluate, you know, what's there. And then when it's time to submit, and before you submit to Google, when they give you the keyword options, you want to make sure you're going after the keyword that you want to pull up for. Just by putting your business name, no one's probably going to type on your business name. So you want to make sure you always put in your location, and that will serve up, you know, hopefully, again, like Ryan said, no guarantees, but you have a better likelihood, especially if you do it right, that it's going to serve up in that spot. So.
Right. And, you know, the best part is once you get into what they call it, the 7-pack, that business section, you know, visibility is going to go through the roof, and it's definitely going to have a positive increase in your business.
Right. And then, you know, I remember doing it one time for the one of the business. I think it took me 30 minutes to do, and then I got the activation code. I set it up, and it was done. So it's not like you have to do this every day or every week, every month. You set it up one time, and it's done. And then you can log anytime, make changes if you need to, but something that every local business must do. So, and as you know, we've already mentioned that it's free, so why not? All right.
All righty. Sounds good. So closing comment is if you, the other thing we didn't cover that should be in the closing comment is go to Google, do a Google search. Now, the caveat is that if you log in, say through Gmail or any other thing, Google keeps track of your searches, and so it could actually filter your searches. So anytime you're doing a Google search for yourself, so as an example, if you are a dentist in Santa Rosa and you're logged into Google, it could affect your search. There's a better chance that your business is going to show up. But that's not a true result. It's only because it's tracking your information. So we always recommend that you log out of your Gmail account before you do a search, and then do a generic search such as dentist in or dentist Santa Rosa, and see if your business shows up. That's your homework today, if you will. If it does not, then you want to make sure, do I have an account? That's where you need to go to google.com business, log in. If you do not have an account, set one up. If you do have an account and it's not showing, there are some tips and tricks that will definitely help you get in there that we cover in the blueprint.
That's a very valid point. And if you're really worried about tracking because your cookies are being stored or cached or something, use your neighbor's computer, just do local search, find out what appears, and then go back to your computer and try to set it up. So good point. Thank you for teaching me that.
Hey, no problem. All right. Well, it is Friday. I'm sure you want to get out and hit the beach. There's some things I need to take care of. So any closing comments?
No, again, I appreciate you guys. We're excited to be able to, walk you through the whole process, and we want you to get results. So thank you for staying tuned, and we'll see you on the inside.
All righty, man. Have a great weekend, and everybody will be shooting another video next week. So we'll see you then.
All right.